For the sixth time in less than 2 weeks, a body has been found in a Houston bayou. A dive team recovered a woman's body from Buffalo Bayou on Friday. People on scooters reported the body under a bridge near the University of Houston downtown campus. Investigators have not released the woman's identity yet. Mayor John Whitmire stressed this week that there is no evidence of a serial killer in Houston and that multiple factors like homelessness and alcohol may be involved.
In the next 7 days, the goal of HPD is to identify these bodies urgently, make sure that their families are aware first, and with the families' consent, then we will make sure that you know who they are.
In just the last 2 weeks, at least 6 bodies have been recovered from bayous across Houston, including right here near the University of Houston, where a student was found earlier this month. Now, city leaders did say that, unfortunately, bodies being found in bayous isn't something new to Houston. And officials say there's no sign of foul play connected to these cases and no evidence pointing to a serial killer, but online, the rumors keep spreading.
Social media is just taking over now, and our responsibility as elected officials and leaders in community, we have to not just make assumptions and put words out there that can really create fear across the city.
Last week, city officials held a press conference to try to shut down those theories, calling them dangerous. They pointed out that Houston has over 2,500 miles of bayous, and sadly, drownings and bodies recovered from the water happen every single year, and that's the context that Councilmember Letitia Plummer, who you just heard from, says is missing from much of the conversation online.
Our Fox 26 count is now at 13 bodies found in Houston bayous this year by law enforcement and first responders. Remember, the 22 bayous are spread out for miles, so it's a lot of ground to cover, and that comes with tough investigations. Here's what we know. HPD confirms a male body was recovered from Buffalo Bayou on Jensen Street in Edo on Thursday. Our camera caught officers and a dive team on the scene around 3 p.m. There were reports of a man jumping into the water there. We're waiting to hear more on this. And remember when we reported 2 bodies recovered from local bayous on Monday, September 15th? One of them was identified as 20-year-old Jade Sage McKissick. She was a U of H student, reported missing on September 11th, last seen that day near the 3700 block of McGregor by a restaurant. She was a junior communications and advertising major. In a letter sent to students, U of H describes her as a campus resident and a student employee and a friend to many in their community. We're talking about a lot of bodies in a city where many people walk, run, and bike the bayou areas every day. So we visited an area near the White Oak Bayou to see how people have been reacting to the discoveries. A lot of people are just wondering, what's the deal? HPD hasn't really given us a lot of information either. What questions do you have?
I mean, is there somebody paying attention to these? Is there more details to investigation? I don't know. It's just kind of scary at this point. When it's that many coincidences. There's not such a coincidence that happens multiple times.
There's long-term plans and there's short-term plans. I would hope that the short-term plans are in effect, and something's being done. Someone's patrolling, or someone's watching over cameras or lights, or anything's being done right now.
One of the guys who just said, is anyone paying attention to these?
Yeah.
That really brings us right back to HPD. So have we heard anything from HPD on these?
We haven't. I have been on the scene of the last 2 recoveries, hoping to hear something from public information officer. Haven't heard anything. We've reached out. They say don't anticipate hearing anything right now. We did reach out to the county forensics department to see if they'd be willing to say something. They didn't give an on-camera interview, but we are requesting more details from all of these instances, especially in the last couple of days. So hopefully we'll get some more information. But we hear what you're concerned about wondering if it's something more that we should be paying attention to. And
Before I leave work today, an update. 4 bodies found in 4 different bayous here in Houston, Texas. And one of those bodies has been identified as a University of Houston student. I know y'all don't watch the news, so I figured I'll put the information here on TikTok, and then maybe I'll pay attention a little bit. So here's what happened. Earlier this week, I showed you this graphic where on the 15th, we had 2 bodies discovered at 2 different bayous. And then on the 16th, we had another one. We now know that one of the bodies discovered at Brays Bayou is a University of Houston student. Her name is Jade McKissick. She was 20 years old, and she was reported missing on September 11th. You've probably seen a picture of her circulating on social media, but I'm going to choose not to post that photo of her, especially after losing her life. In regards to the body that was found here today, again, the 4th one this week, that body was found on Buffalo Bayou near Jensen. Now, according to early reports from investigators, they say someone saw a man go into that body of water and then never came out. Now, listen, we see the comments. We know you guys are concerned, so we went back out there to some various trails, just kind of talking to people, even reading the comments on social media. We are trying to get HPD.
It might be a serial killer in Houston, and it seems like the authorities is trying to downplay it. There were reports that 5 people were found deceased in the last 5 days in different bayous in Houston. Matter of fact, look at this shit.
Reports that 4 bodies have been found in Houston's bayous within a week. It could be very, very scary. The first body found in a Houston area bayou this week was Monday morning when a man's body was recovered from Greens Bayou. Hours later, a woman's body was found in Brays Bayou. On Tuesday, a third body was recovered from White Oak Bayou. And 24 hours ago, a fourth body was found in Buffalo Bayou.
And another one was found after that. So the police are trying to say that all 5 of those bodies could be by accident. And they're telling the public not to take it as serious as they're taking it. They're saying that people think because 5 different bodies were found in 5 different places that it's a serial killer, but it doesn't have to be. They're saying that all 5 of those people could have just died by mistake. Could have went there and took their own life maybe. But how random is that? You got 5 bodies in 5 days in different areas, in different places in Houston. That doesn't seem strange to you? That doesn't seem like that's something more malicious? You tell me. I'm out.
There are serial killings happening in Texas. This video contains an urgent message. Please make sure you watch the video all the way through and please share the video. In Houston, Texas, if you plan on visiting Texas, be careful. If you live in Texas, be vigilant. Wherever you go, make sure you take somebody with you. Right now, I wouldn't even travel to Houston, Texas. They found at least 15 people. They found 5 bodies in the bayou in 1 week alone. I need y'all to spread this message. It's not being televised enough. I don't see it enough, so we're gonna spread the message. A lot of people like to go to Houston, have fun. It's a tourist place where people like to go turn up. I'm telling you now, you might want to think twice before you go to Houston, Texas. Spread the message. We don't want to see no more lives being taken. There's a serial killer. There's a serial killer in Houston. They're taking lives left and right. We don't want nobody's life to be taken because of lack of knowledge. Y'all help me spread this message. They killing everybody in Houston.
In case y'all didn't know, it's a fucking serial killer in Houston. Let's just get down to the nitty gritty. Fuck all the extra shit. Nobody can convince me that this motherfucker is not a police officer or have something to do with being a police officer. Gaining the trust of these young black folks, college students, some of them. I don't have the information on all of these people who have been unalived. You gotta be careful with your words on TikTok, okay? It is a serial killer in Houston, Texas, if you didn't know. Everybody talking about Charlie Kirk and his wife and how she was 17 and had this shit in Romania that Donald Trump held her building, missing kids came up. Everybody focused on that bullshit. It's a serial killer taking our people in Texas, and you heard it here first. It's a police officer.
Another body found in Houston's bayous. Police say a woman was spotted in the water near Commerce and Millam Streets around 11:30 last night.
Officers were alerted to this by people that are riding by on scooters, and when they noticed something that appeared to be a body.
This is the 6th body recovered in bayous in less than 2 weeks, leading many to believe it's the work of a serial killer. City leaders saying earlier this week that's not the case.
There is no evidence that there's a serial killer loose on the streets of Houston.
But the public wants answers. KHOU 11 viewers Hannah, Lucy, and Chris all commenting on our posts online, asking for more surveillance cameras by the water. I brought that to City Council member Carolyn Evans-Shabazz.
A lot of people have come to us asking for more surveillance by the water. Is that something that City Council is looking into?
I have heard that suggestion, but I don't know how we could implement that. To say that we can install cameras, we would have no idea where to put them, because we don't know where the bodies went into the bayou.
To be honest, serial killers are very rare.
Even so, criminal justice expert Krista Gehring tells me more cameras might be what's needed to put those rumors to rest.
How important is it to try to show that to people who are convinced there is a serial killer?
I think it's very important because obviously when you have these bodies showing up seemingly all at once, there's obvious concern. The camera might actually capture where an individual falls into the bayou or has an accident or is intoxicated or whatever, because